Hi everybody, my name is Tom and welcome to a Newb Improves, quite possibly the most optimistically named series on YouTube. Today we are playing Titanfall and this is episode 4. This is my new weapon, except... Okay, so here's the thing, I was going to do the find a buddy, stick with them type thing, but I also decided that maybe I should look and see whether I was using the right weapon for the way I was playing. And I decided to switch from the Carbine to the Rifle, which you can't see at the moment because I've actually activated a barn card which gives me another weapon. So you'll have to wait until I die to actually see. And there's my fast death, how convenient. Yeah, so now you'll be able to see this is the weapon, the G2A4 Rifle. It is a single shot weapon which I found very difficult to get used to, but it does have more power and more range and more accuracy and so on, so all I've got to get used to really is the fact that the fire rate is limited not just by the weapon's fire rate but also by the speed at which I can click. And I took a very long time to get used to that, and I kind of really screwed up my KDAs. It was something like 0.9 or 0.5 when I started these three. So I'm just kind of wandering around here again. And yeah, basically I found it so hard to get used to this weapon that I decided, instead of trying to do something else as well, I would just do a whole episode on getting used to this weapon and hopefully getting better with this weapon. And I'm not sure whether I'll do the buddy system next week or whether I'll do another set of episodes with this rifle, because to be honest, as I said, it really screwed up my KDA, and I think that maybe it's an advantage to start off from a clean slate and do another 10 games and just get 10 games worth of KDA where I'm used to the rifle. Yeah, so I like this. I also switched out my secondary weapon. I think it's the B12 Wingman. I'm not sure. I don't use my secondary weapon enough to actually warrant it really, but I did decide to change it because it's got a longer range on it. And it may turn out that if I am going for a shot halfway across the map, then the sidearm may be able to get a couple of hits on, whereas my primary weapon probably won't really do anything. So yeah, at this point I'm just trying to wander around and get a few kills, and I did find that a lot of the time I was in my Titan people were mojoing me, but I also worked out that if you crouch in the electric smoke it works a lot better than it has been before. So basically before, well, when I first started playing Titanfall, I was deploying electric smoke and the pilots were dying straight off. And when I started doing this YouTube series, I was deploying it and they weren't dying and they were destroying, they were basically just destroying my Titans so easily. And I worked out that if you crouch into the electric smoke, it will just do a really good job of either killing them or damaging them enough that they jump away and stop attacking you. So that's been a tactic that I've used extensively this match, and I'm hoping that as I use it more and more I'll get better at deploying the smoke quicker and killing a few more pilots, or at least taking a lot less damage. I've also been getting a lot better at actually spotting the pilots while I'm in the Titan. I'm not sure whether that's just familiarity with the maps or just practice or anything. But yeah, it has been very useful, and I was very proud of that eject there. I managed to get close enough to 2 Titans that I pretty much took them down and their pilots, and all that they just got a couple of shots off of me and I took both of them down, so I'm very proud of that. It was a definite win for my side. I don't know what happened there. Usually in that kind of situation I would just die straight off. I'm not even sure if it was a pilot or if it was a AI. But it looked like they threw a grenade, so I'm going to assume it was a pilot. And yeah, something which you will see during the course of this video is that I am not very good at all at one-on-one fighting. Just like when me and another pilot are kind of close together, I tend to come off worse a lot of the time. And that's probably going to be something that I need to look at in a future video, possibly after the buddy system video. But it will be at some point in the future.
Transferring control to pilot.
I think I've got a second Titan before I die, which is pretty much unusual. I don't normally live that long. And this is just a bad situation. I was under attack from a pilot. I still am actually. Looks like they've gone. I was under attack from a pilot and a Titan, and I didn't last that long at all. That was kind of useless to have. But at least I did a bit of damage, especially with my nuclear eject. It's always good to have them running scared. And this is just terrible. I was aiming at the wrong thing and then I jumped down blind and just all over the place. They took me out easily. That's the second death this match, which I'm not doing all that bad, I don't think. Especially considering, like I said, I'm not too used to this weapon yet. Where is everyone? Lots of Titans on the map. There seems to be 4 Titans. See my totally elite parkour skills there. I completely gave up on that one. And for some reason I thought that was a pilot. It looked like a pilot that was close, and it turned out to be a Titan that was a bit farther away. I'm just trying to pick off the Titans without getting too much attention. Unfortunately, I wasn't looking around. I should have really been looking around after I took the first shot, made sure there was no one in the immediate area, and then gone back for a second shot. But the problem is the shields tend to regenerate fairly quickly, which is an advantage to the buddy system. You could have one person acting as a scout and another person firing on the Titan or the pilot or something like that, and then at least you're sure that there's nothing coming down to kill you. Or of course you can have both of them firing at once and it'll go down twice as quick. That was 4 pilot kills, 3 Titan kills and 2 deaths, and I am very happy with that one. And I'm using another weapon barn card to start off with, but it's actually an amped version of the G2A4 Rifle. I'm going to keep forgetting that, but I shouldn't actually need to remember it all that much. So, I've forgotten what this level's called, but I am fairly familiar with it. It's a reasonably small level. I didn't even see that guy there, to be honest. Looks like they was hiding behind something. But I should have been looking around. as soon as they started firing, I knew I was going to die. I just tried to get into cover as quickly as possible, but I didn't quite manage it. So now these corridors, they're something you have to be a bit careful of, because people tend to hide in them. And that guy just saved my ass. I would have died for sure there. So thank you, Karate Johnny.
Pilot, your Titan will be ready in 2 minutes.
I don't know what I'm doing here. I just threw a random grenade, I think. But I also managed to clean up a kill from someone who was distracted shooting someone else. That's kind of a very useful thing. I'm not sure if have I died yet? I may have died. But either way, I'm not using the amped weapon yet. I'm using the Ghost Sword, which gives me permanent camo. And I'm a big fan of the camo. It is probably one of my in fact, it is my favourite piece of pilot equipment. It doesn't do much against pilots because they can see you easily enough, and I've got a lot of kills from pilots who were cloaked and thought I couldn't see them. But it does help tremendously against the Titans. So if you're getting into a position to fire against one of them and you want to kind of prevent them from drawing your flak towards you, then you can cloak and then get into a position and fire. Or if you have just fired and you want to get out of their sharpish before they realise where you are, it just allows you to disappear and get out of there. And that was bad. That was really bad. I ran straight into the room. I put myself at a complete disadvantage, and there just so happened to be two of them, not one. So unfortunately I wasn't paying enough attention there. I should have held back at the other end of the corridor and waited for them to come to me, really. Now there's two people up there, and one of them seems to have some kind of anti-Titan armor on, because no matter how many times I hit them, they just didn't die. And they are doing a huge amount of damage to us. Just let that. And now I've been rodeoed. I don't know who rodeoed me, but a combination between the rodeo and the pilot up in that window there just pretty much destroyed my health. And there we go. End of Titan number 1. But what I do get a chance to do now is to sneak up on them. I don't know if they died there or if they jumped down there, but either way, that's them dealt with. They will probably return there a bit later on in the game, but at least we know where they are now. I don't know why it is. I've kind of stopped hacking the Spectres. It's mainly, I think, because it puts you in such a bad position. It just leaves you completely open to attack. And that's just really bad as well. I didn't even look when I exited that building, and I missed a great big Titan. And they just picked me off like a fly off the dashboard. Or fly off the windscreen, I guess. So yeah, I'm being a bit cautious here. I am looking about a bit more. I did see someone there. I couldn't attack them quickly enough to get them. And I didn't actually see that the first time round, but they did jump right out of my vision just in the corner. If you rewind the video, you can probably see it. But either way, kind of a lost kill. But my screen, I don't know what happened. I think my hibernation settings or my power saving settings must have changed at some point, because when I'm recording a video like this, I think twice in a row now, my screen's just turned off. And that's obviously not the best way to do a commentary blind. Okay, so there's a pilot around here and a Titan there, and we're in a very narrow corridor, and now there's a pilot radioing me. But just about managed to avoid the explosion there, which it was slightly lucky. They were dodging a lot, but I knew that they was going to explode, and I knew I had to get rid of them or kind of tear their core out. But yeah. See, there's someone radioing me again. These guys are really good at radioing. I am getting a lot more kills in the Titan, so that's good at least. And that guy up there, he seems to be able to fire through gaps that I can't fire through. I didn't even notice, fast forward, that there was some murdering me right then. I was just so focused on this guy up here. But they didn't radio for very long because I had very little damage to it. Yeah, that's an example of what I was talking about earlier. I got in a one-on-one fight and I just... At that range my shots just really aren't on target. There's a lot of enemies here. I guess it was a help that they was focused on a couple of my teammates there. But like this, I just got completely turned around. I've got no idea where anyone is. I have to run out of the room because otherwise I'm just blind. And I still die because of it. But at least we've got a couple of them. And unfortunately for me, that was a bit too far into the epilogue, so that's the end of my involvement in this game. Now we just have to watch them, the rest of my team trying to mob up the enemies. And they seem to be doing a fairly good job of it. That's 3 of them gone already. We'll see in a minute how many people managed to evacuate successfully. No, that's just the end. I guess we got them all. 5 pilot kills, 2 Titan kills, and 4 deaths, I think that was. So, not too bad. That's still a positive KD for this match. And we've got the amped Hemlock. Is it? Yeah, Hemlock. Which is the weapon I started out with, the barn card I started out with at the very beginning of this video. It's a triple fire weapon. It seems to be fairly good, especially the amped version. I may switch to it and just give it a try, but at the moment I'm happy to keep up with my single shot rifle. It's getting easier to get the fire rate up and get accurate, so I just need to work on that a bit more, I think. Yeah, I know that there's pilots all around here, and I've got no idea what the best way to go about killing them are. Especially since I don't know exactly where they are. And I'm kind of jumpy at this point. Like, I tend to find in these kind of urban areas, it's very much that I find it hard to see the pilots. And now I'm really nervous. I want to go for that that turret there, but I know there's someone around here waiting to pick me off. I do see that there's another pilot there, so I decided to just go for it and hope that he will protect me, or at least draw the fire. And I was kind of hoping to be able to wall run all the way up that, but it doesn't look like it's possible from that angle. And I'm up here trying to look for the guy that I know is up here. 10 points if you actually spot where they are. No, I'm just kind of, because I didn't get that guy, I'm just way out of the action. Yeah, there he was, right at the top of that tower. I'm kind of looking around now to try and work out where the tower is in relation to me and whether I can just pick him off. Because he's so far up, it's going to be difficult to do that without dying. But it's always worth trying. Again, kind of out of the way a bit. Just pick up some runts. Yeah, see, I made a mistake there. When I reloaded, I had the perfect opportunity to look around and see if there was anyone coming for me, and I didn't, basically. I just stood there. There, again, I got into close combat and I wasn't really ready to deal with it. The other thing I've done is I've created a second custom pilot loadout. Usually I just use the single loadout and I just stick with the same weapons. I've created a second one with pretty much exactly the same, but now instead of the primary weapon, the rifle, that's what I want to say, the rifle in the primary weapon, I've got the auto pistol. The idea is, if I respawn when I know that there's a short cooldown on my Titan, so I know my Titan's going to be available to me in, say, 15 seconds, what I can do is I can switch to the second loadout, and then I've got the smart pistol available to deal with anyone who tries to mojo me. I didn't do anything like that in this match, but it may be something I try and do in the future, because the cooldown on the electric smoke is not too bad, but if people do what I do and wait for you to deploy it, then jump on again. I don't know what was going on with that guy. He completely missed the fact that I was there and gave me an easy kill. But yeah, if people do what I do and they... Oh, I forgot about that. That's another one. I keep doing that. I'm not being observant enough in these matches. But it's okay. I'm learning. I am a hell of a lot better than I was when I started, so I just need to keep practicing, I guess. What was I saying? Yeah. My tactic for dealing with Titans with electric smoke is I will jump off the Titan as soon as the electric smoke is deployed, and I will then just wait for the smoke to disperse and jump back on the Titan again, which I think is just the perfect way to deal with it. It means they waste their smoke, and once their smoke's on cooldown, I can just do a lot of damage to them. I don't tend to rojo Titans as much as I used to, because people are just so much better at dealing with them, and people who plan on spending a lot of time in the Titans will have the auto pistol, because that's the perfect way of dealing with someone who's rojoing. You just jump out, target them, unless they're cloaked. It takes a bit longer with their cloak, but not too bad. But yeah, you jump out, lock on, and you just get an easy kill out of it, and then jump back in your Titan, and hopefully they haven't done too much damage. Yeah, I didn't have any time to react to that guy there, and I was kind of a bit flustered, I guess, because my Titan had just died after a pathetically short amount of time. So I know there's a pilot somewhere around here. I can't quite see him, and I don't really want to engage on that Titan unless I know where he is. I decide it's worth the risk. It's an auto Titan anyway, so they're not usually that effective. I did notice he aimed at me, which meant that I had to get out of there. Which is a shame because their shield just reset. I managed to get the Titan anyway. And just hanging around. I really should be running around in circles or just dodging out of the way instead of just waiting by my Titan like that, because it's so easy for someone to come up behind me and melee me or assassinate me or anything like that. Even just taking a long shot across the map with a sniper rifle, especially since I know that there is a sniper on this map. I didn't notice that there's a pilot here giving us grief. I just got distracted by this Titan who popped up. I did deal with the Mojo fairly quickly.
It's over, guys. We lost. Fall back to base.
Yeah, that was a fairly close match. It wasn't perfect, but I managed to get a Titan kill and a pilot kill out of that nuclear jet, so I'm fairly happy. I found this kind of funny. I was attacking the Spectres and they just walked off the edge. I guess I'm used to kind of more standard AI who tries to avoid things like that. But for the Spectres, they're built much like the pilots. They're designed to jump and roll and things like that. I was considering hanging around a bit more to see if there's anyone else to take out, but there wasn't a huge amount of heat on it, so I just jumped in so I didn't miss it. And 4 pilot kills, 3 Titan kills, 5 deaths. It is a negative KD for that match, but I think I did well enough as well. And here we have an overall KD of 0.8, which is down below where it was when I started this series, so I think what I will do is I'll do next episode as the same thing again, just getting used to the rifle, and hopefully I'll get a better KD at the end of it. So I have a Dota 2 game on Saturday where I will be playing Axe, and I have another Titanfall game on next Wednesday. If you want to see more of this, like the video and subscribe to get more updates. And until next time, don't feed the trolls.